back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here and spending this time with me. I am going to be getting ready and I thought it would be fun to do together. I'm going to a little art gallery event. It's like their 50th anniversary, but I love any excuse to dress up. Starting off with the Benefit Porefessional. Another acne update. I love doing this. It's been a journey. I've showed my skin throughout my whole breakout process. Why stop now? I turn everything into a song. I'm gonna shower, yeah. Like everything. It's really fun. I'm using Tarte Amazonian Clay in Medium Honey. I've been using this foundation for so long and I really like it because it's just the right amount of coverage. It doesn't completely hide all of my imperfections, but it is pretty, giving you like a full base, a full even canvas for the rest of your makeup, and I feel like that's really important. Yes. I feel like the whole fun of get ready with me videos is just the transformation. People love seeing people transform, including myself. It's kind of satisfying watching the like, I worked out every day for a month and this is what happened, or I drank celery juice every day for a month and this is what happened. It's what is a human being capable of when they put their mind to it, and perhaps could I be capable of it? Like what would happen if I worked out every month? And I'm kind of in that same headspace of what if I just do a bunch of little things every day that over a month would change my life, over a year would change my life, and I'm normally trying to implement those, like working out every day. Yes, but also just keeping my mind sharp. And one of my favorite ways to do that is by reading or listening to audiobooks. And I feel like I would normally be listening to one now while getting ready because I love multitasking and getting something done, but also absorbing knowledge. And I normally use Audible to listen to audiobooks. Audible is a website and app which has a huge selection of books to download. Every month you get 1 free audiobook and 2 free Audible originals from a changing list, and they just have so many options and so many different like lists from which you can find a book that's perfect for you, including a recommended list. And I recently got recommended Fahrenheit 451. I love sci-fi books. Ever since I read The Giver in middle school, I have been obsessed with sci-fi and dystopian societies. It's by Ray Bradbury. And I also really like that you can download books from Audible and listen to them on the subway or anytime on airplane mode. Like if you go camping or on a road trip, you can still listen to your audiobook if you have it downloaded, so that's really nice. I perpetually have the Cosmos downloaded to my Audible app because it's just such a pleasant thing to listen to, facts about the universe, and it makes me very happy. This video is sponsored by Audible. If you would like a 30-day free trial to Audible and a free audiobook, you can text Hitomi to 500 or go to audible.com/Hitomi. I love fantasy and I love just exploring the depths of my imagination because it's a wild thing. Having an imagination is such a gift. You just see the world not as it is at all. Like your mind just conspires really amazing things. I put a little bit of Laura Mercier to set my foundation, just a tad bit, and now I'm going to fill in my eyebrows using the Anastasia brow definer in Ebony. But I'm trying to think of one of my greatest like fantasies or what my mind wanders to most when I just want to have a good daydream. It's this European scene where I live in a stone house with wood floors and I'm just sitting on the windowsill reading, and it's the middle of the afternoon and I get really hot, and so I go for a walk and there's this beautiful rolling hills in my backyard with tall grass and just the sound of the crickets and the birds and the sound of the wind just lightly whirring through the tree branches. I'm just walking and there's this feeling of infinity, which I used to feel when I was younger as well, and sometimes I still do, when you're just outside all day playing and you just feel like it's never going to end and you feel so present in the moment that it just feels like it expands in every single direction, and the air that you breathe is like a different quality of air for some reason during that time. I have like such fond memories of that experience, just feeling truly alive, I think. And I walk to a crystalline lake and I swim in the lake and it's very cool and the sun is shining and I float, and that's like such a pleasant daydream for me. And you know, when you're meditating, your mind just wants to go to the most pleasant thing because you're trying to distract yourself almost from having to clear your mind, or you just want to feel good in the moment. Like when I did Vipassana, the first day it was hard not to just think about all of the things that brought me pleasure and like excitement, including sex. Like I thought about sex probably for like an hour and a half straight, and slowly I was like, okay, I need to just focus on the body scan and stop like trying to just give myself a pleasurable setting and actually do this spiritual work right now. I'm curious to know what other people's like fantasy worlds are, or where your mind wanders when it wants to just have a nice daydream. And I feel like they're also a form of manifestation, you know? Like being so in that daydream that it feels real and you feel the excitement of having the thing that you want. I love New York. I just love New York. I just need to say that. I'm feeling so grateful to live in such a wonderful city with crazy, wonderful artists, people, creatures, and it's just such a gift. I can't even put it into words. Oh my gosh, I just can't. I'm gonna go in with Peach from the Violet Voss palette in just the inner part of my eye. I've been listening to Billie Eilish a lot, and I really like her. I'm inspired by her whole journey, and her voice is amazing, and her music is so good, and I was dancing so much yesterday to her music while I was cooking. I've been loving dancing so much, and I wanted to do a segment of this video where I talk about places that I normally hang out in New York for any people visiting New York, or people who want to run into me who live here, or just want spiritual community. First one, Ecstatic Dance. It's every other Thursday. It's this really fun dance party that is very respectful and mostly sober. I mean, there's no drinks allowed on the dance floor and no phones allowed on the dance floor. And the whole point is just to move with your energy and just release and just be very like intentional with what you're creating with your movement. So I love that, and I have so much fun dancing. Dancing has been one of my favorite coping methods, and it just instantly makes me feel so happy, like ecstatically happy. So that's one of them. And then the other one is the Bhakti Center on 1st and 1st, and I go on Thursdays. It's every other, I think it's every Thursday actually, but I go every other Thursday because I go to Ecstatic Dance, and they have kirtan and they chant to Hare Krishna, and I really love that. I feel like my first dive into Hinduism was with the Bhakti practice, was with the devotional path, and that was, I think, over 3 years ago, and I just fell in love with it. I didn't know who Krishna was, I didn't know any of the stories, and I just fell in love with the way that it felt to chant and to invoke love and to do it in a space with other people. And I felt my spirit just dancing in the sky with everyone else in the room. With my eyes closed, I like saw colors, and I just felt everyone's spirit and energy dancing together. I love that. I think I'm going to do some kind of like geometric-ish line with this random Too Faced glitter peel off eyeliner. It could be better, but you know what? I'm gonna stick with it. Okay, where else? Yoga to the People is just a donation drop-in yoga class, which is nice, but I actually don't go there as often as a lot of some people that I know because I am annoyingly particular about the kind of yoga that I do. But I'm gonna start going to this Ashtanga studio in the East Village. There's so many studios in New York though that I have yet to try out. I like to freestyle in English, and so sometimes in Spanish I try. It's so fun to freestyle. I feel like I've done this in videos before. You're just so present because anything that's in your mind is being spoken. So I'll be good in my fat cat sitting on a windowsill. I got tea to spill, psych, nah, I ain't about that shit. Love everybody and that is it. All I need is a little safe space to grow my leaves and feel free. This is all I see, the love in everybody. Yeah. So I'm nearly done. I'm just gonna curl my lashes, put some mascara on and some blush. I love blush. Let's do that real quick. Also, I just want to say that anything that's not vegan that I own is either really old or was gifted to me because I put my dollar toward vegan and cruelty-free makeup. So yeah, I have this really random blush that's like CoverGirl that I've had for a really long time. I just would rather use the makeup that I have or come to acquire instead of like throwing it out just to buy a cruelty-free one, because that's just as wasteful. Yeah, and that's the same thing with thrifting, is that I would much rather always purchase something secondhand than buy anything firsthand. Even if it's ethical and sustainable, if I can thrift it, I would much rather thrift it, because one of the biggest problems in this world with the fashion industry is just the amount of waste. There is too much clothes on this planet than is necessary, and I'd rather not add to the consumerism of textiles for that reason. There's just so much clothes already in existence, and if I can thrift something, you bet your ass I'm gonna try and thrift it. It's cheaper and you just have more unique pieces. But I know some things are harder to thrift, like underwear. I don't really thrift underwear, and yoga pants are hard for me to thrift, so I will buy ethical and sustainable versions of those. That's just my view. So yeah, okay, rant over. I am going to put some lip gloss on. I feel so good just to give yourself a lip massage. Do any of you ever feel like you're just waiting for the day that the earth just like cracks apart beneath your feet? Not in an earthquake, but maybe an earthquake. Just the moment when everything in your life will change. I always think that it's going to be this big moment where like the sky starts to fall and I'm like, oh my god, the sci-fi movies predicted this. Like, I'm going to have to be a survivor now and buy cans of beans and stuff them in my bag and have weapons and be ready to like attack. When is it going to happen that this whole world completely shifts? Like, there's one big moment where it'll happen, but in reality it's happening in so many tiny ways that are sometimes so minute that I can't even really be aware of those little things that are like in the long run going to impact my life. And yeah, I guess I wish that it would be just some big ass grandiose thing, but instead it's little things, certain family members passing away, or like losing touch with certain friends or gaining touch with other friends that over time drastically change and shift the way that my life ends up. It's not like the aliens are going to reveal themselves, you know, in my lifetime. But maybe they will. I guess I always wanted to be shown magic. I just always wanted to be shown different realms. And also why I love going to the Museum of Natural History in New York, which I think is by donation for New York residents. And it just tickles my mind to absorb information or to learn about science, because I love science. And I think science shows how things work together in a very like pragmatic, researched, linear way, but there's still so much magic in it. And a lot of people assume that I don't believe in science, but I love science, and it actually is proving a lot of the benefits of yoga and meditation, which I'm so into. And I love psychology. Just because I'm into talking about love and energy and meditation doesn't mean that like I completely revolt against all science or research intellectual findings. Like I truly love that, and I'm truly a nerd inside when it comes to that stuff. I think that there is so much magic still in the world of science, and there's so many researchers and scientists who are very spiritual, because just the fact that on such a small cellular level everything can fit together so perfectly for human life to exist. Even just the way that babies are made and cells multiply, and it's just the perfect condition for all these things to fall into place. That blows my mind. Like, it's science, but it's also pure fucking magic and miracle, and it geeks me out, dude. Leave your favorite science fact down below, because I would love to know. So I'm gonna get into my cute little outfit, and I will see you guys in a little bit when I'm all dressed up. it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you had fun hanging out with me. I had fun, and I'm so excited to just go outside and feel the sun on my skin and breathe in the air and get inspired by every single person that I see walking down the street. I hope that you go outside today and just do something that feels good. I love you guys so much. I care for you. I'll see you in a video soon, I hope.